Good morning, everyone. Welcome to History and Civics class for class 7. We were doing lesson number 4 of History, the Delhi Sultanate 1. Topics already discussed in the previous video: the introduction of the Khalji dynasty, Jalaluddin Khalji, Alauddin Khalji, conquest of North, conquest of South. Let's recall the terms discussed in the previous video: lenient, new Muslims, generosity, ambitious, shrewd, treacherously, Jauhar, subjugate, suzerainty, garrison, milch cow. Let's recall the cross questions. Who was Jalaluddin Khalji? Who was Ulugh Khan? Who called himself the second Alexander or Sikandar-e-Sani? What was the extension of Alauddin Khalji's empire? Who was Malik Kafur? Why was he known as Hazar Dinari? When did Alauddin Khalji capture the fort of Chittor? Name the temples looted and destroyed by Malik Kafur. Why the territories of Deccan were not annexed by Alauddin Khalji? In today's video, we will cover reforms of Alauddin Khalji. In this, we will cover suppression of rebellions, reorganization of the army, economic reforms, revenue reforms, patron of learning and architecture. Terms to be discussed in the topic: endowment, permanent income, confiscate, take over someone's property by authority, curb, to keep in check, cheapen, to reduce the price, merchandise, goods to be bought and sold, commodity, a raw material. Jizya, tax paid by non-Muslims. Architecture, the style and art in which a building is designed, adorned to make more attractive, deteriorate to become progressively worsen. Introduction of the topic. We have already learnt in the previous video that Alauddin Khalji was a brilliant general and a shrewd administrator. He wanted to conquer the whole world. He called himself Sikandar-e-Sani or Second Alexander. He did many expeditions in north as well as in the south. The reign of Alauddin was marked by a series of Mongol invasions. The early years of Alauddin's reign were disturbed by a number of rebellions. He closely examined all the causes of rebellions and made reforms in his administration. Let's read and understand more about the reforms of Alauddin Khalji. Suppression of rebellions. The early years of Alauddin's reign were disturbed by a number of rebellions. He closely examined the causes of these rebellions and laid down the certain guidelines for the nobility. These were as follows: all religious endowments, money that provide income to an institution, and free land grants of the nobles were confiscated, means taken or seized. They were now required to pay land tax for the land under their control. The nobles could not levy, means impose any additional taxes on the peasant. The spy system. Spy means a person who keeps secret watch on others. Was organized and made efficient. An army of spies were created to gather information from all the provinces, means states. This curbed, keep in check, the free movement and revolt of nobility to great extent. The property of governors, nobles and wealthy persons was taken back by the order of Sultan in order to reduce their powers. Only that much money was left with them, which was sufficient to meet their requirements. All lands granted to them as gifts and endowments were cancelled. The orders of the Sultan were strictly followed. He reorganized his spies. They penetrated into not only the public places but also the private apartments of the nobles and governors. It terrified the high officials of the Sultanate so that they dared not utter a word against Sultan. The use of liquor and drugs was prohibited, means stopped. Alauddin himself gave up wine and all his wine vessels were broken in front of public. Sale of wine and organization of the wine parties was also banned. Nobles were not allowed to interact with each other socially or internally without the permission of Alauddin. Thus gatherings, meetings and parties of the nobles came to an end. By one of his ordinances, the Sultan stopped the sale and use of intoxicants like liquor and drugs. Gambling was also stopped. People were not permitted to take wine in the parties. The Sultan himself gave up drinking and broke his wine vessels in front of public. The nobles were not allowed to make or organize any sort of parties, functions without the permission of Alauddin. They were not allowed to interact with each other socially or personally without the king's permission. Let's continue with the next topic, reorganization of the army. In order to achieve his dream of conquering the whole of India as well as suppress the internal rebellions and external invasions, Alauddin strongly felt that need of a strong and efficient army. He undertook the following measures to reform his army. He laid the foundation of a permanent standing army that was always kept ready in capital. This army was recruited, means appointed by the army minister and paid in cash from the royal treasury, means khajana. A descriptive roll, hulia, of every soldier was maintained in the army minister's register. System of branding the horses, means dag, was introduced to prevent substitution of a bad horses for a good one. Alauddin called himself Sikandar Sani or Second Alexander. He wanted to conquer the whole world. In order to fulfill his dream, he strongly felt the need of a strong and efficient army. Alauddin laid the foundation of permanent standing army. He had the largest well-equipped standing army. This army was appointed by the army minister and the soldiers were paid in cash. He introduced the system of branding the horses. It was known as the Dag system. With the help of this system, he selected the best breed for his army. He also introduced the Hulia system, means a descriptive roll. Army minister took the proper descriptive records from each and every soldier, and these records were kept in the army officers register. Now also we are following the Thulia system. When someone goes to apply for a job, he and she needs to give all his and her details with ID proofs and documents. And these documents are kept in any institution or organization register for future verification. Let's read further. Economic reforms. Alauddin thought that it was a duty of the Sultanate to look after the welfare of the people. However, it was impossible without cheapening, means reducing the price of necessaries and luxuries. He therefore introduced a market control policy which had the following provisions. Four separate markets were set up. The central grain market, the market for manufactured goods, market for general merchandise, means goods to be bought and sold, market for horses, slaves, and cattle. The merchants were required to sell their commodities at the price fixed by the state. All merchants were required to register themselves in the office of controller of the market, Sahane Mandi. Merchants were not allowed to hoard, means store the grains or any other commodities, means raw materials or goods. Market regulations were to be enforced by the two officers called Diwane Riyasat and Sahane Mandi. Let's understand this paragraph. Alauddin Khilji introduced the market regulations to help soldiers and to make ends meet. Prices of all the articles of the common use were fixed. Separate departments and special officers were appointed to regulate the market. Grains were stored in the government granaries. The storage was meant for emergency like drought and famine. The traders or any vendors who cheated in the weights and measurements were punished with cutting of an equal weight of flesh from his body. The prices of grain, cloth, and other essential things were fixed at the lower price than the market rate. All merchants were required to register themselves in the office of controller of the market, known as Shahane Mandi. Markets regulations were enforced by the two officers. Number 1, Diwane Riyasat. Number 2, Shahane Mandi. Revenue reforms. Alauddin introduced many reforms in the revenue system in order to increase the finances of the state and meet the expenditure of the army. These were all land held by the Muslim religious leaders and Hindu landlords was confiscated, means taken back. They were now required to pay taxes on the land occupied by them. The state demand of revenue was fixed to one half or 50% of the gross or total produce. Alauddin levied, means imposed house tax, grazing tax, export and import duties. Apart from land revenue, the Hindus were required to pay an additional tax called jizya tax paid by non-Muslims. Alauddin Khilji made several sweeping reforms in the field of revenue system. He was the first sultan who paid attention towards the measurement of the cultivable land. All the lands held by the Muslim religious leaders and Hindu landlords was taken back. They were asked to pay the taxes on the land occupied by them. He fixed state demand of revenue to be half of the gross profit. Alauddin imposed other taxes also, like house tax, grazing tax, custom duties, import and export duties. Jizya was imposed on non-Muslims. They had to pay it along with the other taxes like octroi and pilgrim tax. Let's read further. All the lands under cultivation was measured and divided into several categories according to its fertility. The land tax was then fixed accordingly. The role of middleman in the payment of revenue was stopped. The peasants were now required to pay the revenue directly to the king. All land under cultivation was measured and divided into several categories according to the fertility of the land. The land tax was fixed according to the fertility of land. The farmers or peasant were required to pay the revenue directly to the king. The role of middleman in the payment of revenue was stopped. Patron of learning and architecture. Architecture means the style and art in which a building is designed. Although Alauddin himself was illiterate, yet he was a great patron of learning and art. Renowned means famous poets like Amir Khusrau and Amir Hassan. Adorned means to make more attractive his court. He built the Alai Darwaza. It is one of the perfect specimens of Khalji architecture. He also built the fort of Siri and Hazar Situn, palace of the thousand pillars. Alauddin himself was great patron of learning and art. Amir Khusrau and Amir Hassan were the famous poets of his court. He built Alai Darwaza. It is one of the perfect specimens of the Khalji's architecture. He also built fort of Siri. Here the word fort means old historical buildings. Siri is the second city of Delhi and was built by Sultan Alauddin Khilji in about 1303 to the north of Mehruli. High rubble-built walls in stretches in the southern direction and the western direction, some bastions and flame-shaped battlements, all that are left to the strong fortress city today, which compelled ferocious fighters like the Mongols to accept defeat. The city derives its name from the Hindi word sir, meaning head, because about 8,000 heads of Mongol soldiers were buried in the walls of the city. He also built Hazar Situn, the fort of thousand pillars, built by Alauddin Khilji in Jahanpanah, fourth medieval city of Delhi. No longer exists, but its memories and traces reverberate through time. The palace was built outside the fort limits and had marble floors and other stone decoration. Due to excessive work, Alauddin's health deteriorated to become progressively worse in his last days and he was confined to bed. He died in the month of January in AD 1316. After his death, the Khalji dynasty could not survive longer. In AD 1320, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq captured the throne by killing the last ruler of the Khalji dynasty, Nasiruddin Khusrau. Downfall of Khilji dynasty. Alauddin's confidant Malik Kafur assassinated him. Qutbuddin Mubarak Shah Khilji was the son of Alauddin Khilji. He escaped his wrath of Malik Kafur. Under Mubarak, the administration of Delhi became unstable. Mubarak Shah left the conduct of state affairs in the hand of Khusrau Khan. He was the agent of the Sultan. At last, in 1320, he murdered Mubarak Shah and seized the throne. Khusrau Khan abused the ill-gotten title in the most shameless manner, but his order of blood and violence did not last long. Khusrau was defeated and overthrown by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq in AD 1320. Do you know Amir Khusrau, AD 1253 till 1325, was given the title of Tutiye Hind, Poet of India. It is estimated that he penned more than 4 lakhs of couplets, means dohe, and he was very famous poet of Alauddin Khilji's court. So this is the end of the today's topic as well as the lesson. I hope you understood the topic very well. You are able to solve some exercises and cross questions. Don't forget to learn the terms. I will come with the next chapter with the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.